If you're thinking of moving to Florida, you're probably also wondering about the school system in Florida and how to determine where the best place to move is based on schools. Well, stay tuned because today you're going to get schooled on all things Florida schools. Hi everyone, I'm Courtney Chankis with Charles Ruttenberg Realty here in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. And today, class is in session because we're going to be talking schools. Now, as a real estate agent, my specialty is obviously not schools, it's houses. However, I was a teacher in my hometown, and I feel that schools are very important to a location and also definitely something that people consider when they're moving to a new place. One of the questions we get asked a lot is, how do I know if the schools are good, or where do I find a good school system so that when I move, I know my kids can go to a great school? And that's hard to answer as a realtor because we are not really supposed to give our opinions on schools. So I rely heavily on the Florida Department of Education because they use a school grading system for the entire state. This system allows me to cross-reference the schools that a house might be zoned to and then just share that information with any homeowner looking to make a move. If you're considering buying a home in Lakewood Ranch, Florida, or Sarasota County, you probably already know that it's a very highly rated district. We have a lot of A-rated schools here, and it's something that draws people to this area for sure. The purpose of this video is not to say that one area is better than the other. I'm truly just sharing information about how you can learn more in regards to the school systems in Florida, the way that they grade them based on the Florida Department of Education, and some tricks in order to figure out which school your potential dream home is zoned to. In case you haven't noticed, Florida is a huge state. There are over 76 different school districts and over 4,500 schools. So how do you keep track? The Florida Department of Education has a really useful website, and on there is a page for school accountability reports. So this is what I'm going to focus on today because this is a tool I use most often when people ask me questions about the different schools for the particular area that they're looking for a home. And again, this is just a tool that I'm sharing. It's not my personal opinion on any school systems. I'm just going off of what the Department of Education says, so to be perfectly clear. So I'm going to walk you through how to use this tool and what it means when you're looking at it and kind of how to understand this whole process that they use for grading different schools and how that compares to some of the other common websites that also grade schools. If you look at, realtor.com or anywhere where you're looking at houses, they might share some school ratings as well, and everything is gauged a little bit differently. So just to kind of have an overall understanding of all the schools in Florida, this is the one that I would recommend you use because, again, the State Department of Education puts this together, so they're looking at a very specific criteria for each school district within the state. Okay, so the first tool I'm going to share with you is the Florida Department of Education website. So you can type in fldoe.org and it will bring you to this homepage. And then you want to go to schools and school grades. So this is that tool I was telling you about that really gives you a full picture of all the schools in Florida, the accountability reports for each school, how they grade them based on the Department of Education system, and also the lowest performing schools, persistently low performing schools. So all of this information right here is data accumulated by the Department of Ed, and it's really helpful to give you a better idea of what school districts might be rated higher consistently and which ones, maybe aren't as strong in certain areas. So the one that I use the most often is the school grades Excel spreadsheet, which it's going to download and open as a separate document that I'm going to show you. There's also the school grades overview. So this kind of explains how they do this grading system. They either give them an A, B, C, D, or F. And the spreadsheet, which you'll see, shows the grades for a long period of time. So it shows it for, a certain amount of years rather than just this year. So you can see how they've either improved or not improved depending on how it's graded. Lakewood Ranch, Florida happens to be known for its A-rated schools, as well as Sarasota County, which is another area that we show a lot of homes in because they've just really focused on providing the best education possible in this area. Another great school district is St. Johns County. So if you're looking in other areas of Florida that are not Lakewood Ranch, please feel free to reach out anyways. We can always refer you to another agent in a different network. That's kind of part of being a realtor, you know agents in different areas. Florida's a big state. We can't know everything about the entire place, but we're very happy to share the information that we do have and then pass you on to someone who's going to take good care of you and help you in this home search. Okay, so this is the full document. Now these are the school grades for 2018-2019. Obviously they don't have 2019 to 2020 yet because the school year is not over. And on the left side, you're going to see the district name. So it has every school district in the state of Florida. We generally work in Manatee County, so I'm going to scroll down to that section just so you can see it. Okay, so Manatee County. Now, if you look over here, it gives different number grades for each section. So there's English Language Arts, ELL, mathematics, science, etc. And then if you scroll over a little more, it gives you the grade for the school. So this is Gullet Elementary School. This is located in Lakewood Ranch. For 2019, it was graded A, 2018, 2017, all A rated. So you can just see the consistency of the higher performing schools based on the way they're graded for the Department of Ed. Now, the other area I mentioned as being a very, very highly rated district consistently is St. Johns County. And as you can see, a lot of these schools, have A's for the past however many years. This is one of the top 5 districts in the state of Florida. It's on the East Coast, so it's not really anywhere near Manatee County, but it is one of the other well-known, highly rated, consistently performing school districts. And I do mention again that this is not my personal opinion. I'm truly just using the data that you see on the spreadsheet, and that's the information I'm sharing. But if you Google the top 5 school districts in Florida, this will probably come up. So it's consistent throughout all the areas where you would look for school ratings and school grades, that Sarasota County, St. Johns County, and Manatee County are pretty high on the ranking. Okay, so on our website, there's another tool that can help you with the next step, which would be locating the school district that your potential home that you're interested in would be zoned to. So if you go to soldbychankis.com and then you click on the Lakewood Ranch Villages page, it's going to bring up this map. And if you scroll down a little, there is a Lakewood Ranch Schools link. Okay, so if we click on this, it brings up a little blurb about the schools in Bradenton and Lakewood Ranch, the Manatee County Public School System, and then because Lakewood Ranch falls into the Sarasota County, for some of the villages, I included this link as well. So this will give you all of the Manatee County schools based on the address of a house that you like. So it brings up the school locator on the Manatee County School District page, and you would enter the address here of a house that you're interested in. So I pulled up a house that's for sale currently on Skipjack Loop. So let's say this is the perfect house for me and I think I want to buy it, but I'm not sure which school my children would go to if this was the house I bought. So I'm going to click submit. And then down here, it shows me the name of the school, okay, for elementary, middle, and high school, that this particular address is zoned to. And then if I want to cross-reference that with my spreadsheet, I can pull this up and go back up to Manatee County. Oh, I missed it. Okay, so let's see. McNeil Elementary School, A-rated. Lakewood Ranch High School, A-rated. So I would just look up the school that it tells me that my house is zoned to, and then I would have all of that information readily available for me. On this page, I also included a little section that explains the school grading percentages based on what the Florida State Department of Education says that they do on their website. And I also included a link to the spreadsheet that I already talked about that will open up all of this information about every district in Florida. Now, again, I showed you the Manatee County page. In Sarasota County, I'm sure that every school district has some type of school locator program. So if you look up, Hillsborough County schools, they'll probably have a way for you to figure out which area you're zoned to, depending on the house. And a lot of times you'll notice on the listing itself, it might say, the schools on realtor.com, it might tell you what schools it's located next to, but just always double check it with the district because sometimes that information is not accurate and you want to really know for sure which schools you're going to be considering when you're buying a house. Now from our website, one more time, there is another tool you can use just to kind of compare. If you go to Lakewood Ranch Villages, nope, I lied. If you go to search homes for sale, it's going to bring up every village and the available homes that you can purchase in each place. So if I want to look at Greenbrook Village and what's for sale in here, I'll pull this up and it will show me all the homes that are for sale. So if I like this particular house and I click on this, it gives me a bigger picture and all the information. And on here, it tells me the schools that are nearby. Now again, this says assigned public schools. It is most likely correct, but I would always cross-reference it just so you know exactly, which schools are accurate, which ones are not. And then these are different ratings that they use from the National Center for Education, and the school rating is School Digger, so there's a link to this website as well if you want to learn about their rating system. Everything's going to be a little bit different, but if you see consistently high marks everywhere, as well as the Florida Department of Ed, then you'll know that it's a good district, and that's maybe one that you want to consider. So I hope you learned some things about the Florida school districts today and found some tools to help you do some more research when you're looking at homes. There will be no test at the end of today's video, but I'm sure you would all get a passing grade. Again, if you're looking at any real estate in Florida, if it's in Lakewood Ranch, Florida, we're happy to help. If it's somewhere else in this state, please reach out. If you have questions, we can help answer them and refer you to someone who might know better than we do, because we do not claim to know everything about this entire state. But I do hope that you found this video helpful. Again, I'm Courtney Chankis with Charles Rottenberg Realty here in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. Thanks for watching.